Welcome to Éxito in Minutes. I'm here with
Alex Espinosa,
my co-host, and I'm Troy Blanchard. Thanks for joining us today. We're super excited. Éxito in Minutes is all focused about how in minutes we can learn the best practices, valuable tips to help you achieve your full potential. We're inviting experts to come in, and they're going to share inspirational stories. Our main purpose is when you're concluding listening to these podcasts that you will be a better person and take some of those best practices, learn not just from us, but from our guests. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to Éxito in Minutes. I'm here with my co-host,
Alex Espinosa.
I'm Troy Blanchard, and we are super honored to be here with our guest,
Marcelo, Blacio.
Marcelo. Thanks for joining us again. We have too many stories that were untold in the first podcast. If you remember the first podcast, we hear about Marcelo starting at 17, right? And shortly after on YouTube, learning to program, and shortly after by 18, he has his first client. Now we want to jump forward, right? After Mexico. Right? We want to go to best practices, some of the ones that we learned in the first episode, about the circle of your friends and many others. So please go back and listen. And as far as going forward, we want to hear the chapter of what? Going into China next, right? Yeah. Tell us about that journey. How did you get there? How old were you when you went to China?
26.
26 years old, okay. And what did you learn from China?
A lot. It started the boom with artificial intelligence. Before now it's trending, all media and the stuff. I went to Mobile World Congress Shanghai. So it was a great opportunity to test technology for the next 5 or 10 years.
It's amazing. And also, I think some kind of funny story you told in Spanish, so we got to say this in English. So you're there, artificial intelligence, you're doing some study, you're learning negotiation. Tell us the funny story you told us in Spanish about negotiation.
When we were learning negotiation with the Chinese business people, they sent us to go to negotiate in the street markets. With in other hoods, like not common hoods that the people are gonna respect you. And they told us, hey, let's go to negotiate with them. And I went and I was negotiating with a Chinese girl. And I learned before you need to put the price like 5 times less than the real price. And I was negotiating and she was so angry and she just kicked me. It was very funny because it never happens with me in a negotiation.
Never been, now you've been kicked.
Yeah, who can say that? It's like, I was kicked by a Chinese woman. It's like,
awesome.
Yeah, because she didn't want to put down the price, so I left the place.
I think what was interesting too is that you were saying that, Latinos might go to China and say, hey, they want $10, you negotiate 9 or 8. But what is the ratio? How far do you want to negotiate down in China?
That I live is 5 less. So 5 less. If it's 10 for them, I say, okay, I give you 5.
And did it work?
And yes, it works with me in many negotiations. Oh, I just discovered in many factories with technology and the stuff. I didn't went like the normal Latino, like 10 to 9. I went like, okay, I give you 5 if you want. So I was very, very, very trusted, very, very safe about myself,
They'll grab your coat and not let you leave.
Yes, 5, take it.
Take it for 5. I like it.
And they were angry after, but I know they were doing probably utility of more than 80%.
You know what? The first tip for our audience, especially in Latin America, if you're in Latin America and if you go to China, now you know the ratio. It's like 5 times less and you'll be rich.
It's so nice.
So cool. Yeah.
That's good. YouTube doesn't work in China, so they can watch me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was one other experience you had in China? I think you talked a little bit about interviewing and CEOs. Didn't you have what was the most monumental thing that you got to do while you were in China, besides negotiating in the streets?
She's negotiating about Occident works different than our side of the world. So in many ways you need to be the best. It's not an option. Like you are the best, you work with the best. You want to go to the top rooftop with the CEOs, you need to be up there. And I also have an amazing story in China that I didn't tell you. Like I found there is a company that's called 4 years for now. It's an accelerator in Europe, one of the biggest of the world.
4 years from now.
Yeah, 4 years for now. Okay. And they just fund projects that are gonna be for the next years of the humanity. They're an amazing accelerator. And I remember it was one of the directors there and I was with a Russian guy, and he told me, "Hey, you wanna meet him?" Because he was important. And I said, "Okay, I don't care. You're gonna lose the shot, you know." And I was following him in all the events, like 15 minutes to get his card. I was following because he was a busy guy. And after when I meet him, we connect, and he told me, "Okay, take the card. Seriously, one day."
Fantastic. That's
I
tenacity,
follow-
right?
Nobody go like following you like crazy, you know.
Following
Like, are
him.
you following me? Hey, security.
Yeah,
There's
totally.
a guy
Get him.
following me.
And I was following him, and it was interesting because in the event was a GSM. So GSM is the company who do the global SIM cards. So this kind of people is high level people, no? And I was talking with them, and they invited me to a coffee break to talk with many managers, like 15 minutes talk, but with people that gonna change my life forever.
What a great experience.
So it was good because I was following the dream, like.
I love that. I think one thing you can learn, and this was actually on We Crash, the lengths that people went to, or this in that video, the movie, it's on Apple TV, the lengths that people go to get investors or get people's contacts, and how they architect how they're going to get it. And I love that intention and that visual of you following him, and he's busy, he's shaking people's hands until he's finally free. And then when you see the moment, you seize it, right? Hey, nice to meet you. So love that story. Love that story. Let's go on to after China. Then what? Where did you go from there?
I back to Mexico to do more process and innovation from my agency. And last year I had the opportunity to apply to a big global challenge, call it Ab Olympics Dubai. So this competition was a lot of developers and business people.
When you say a lot, do you mean like 10 developers?
No. It was more than 200 people.
Wow. More than 200 developers.
Developers and business people. Yeah. Because there were many teams. So in the team was developer, the business model generator, the marketing. So all the teams are different, but was a big challenge because many of them, for example, US or Russian, they are really advanced in programming. No? Or India gonna be the highest economy soon because they are really good in programming. So this challenge started in November. So November to February, I just woke up 3 a.m., 5 a.m. to receive the coaching, to receive the feedback from my project, to check all my checklists, all my delivery, because we have delivery.
Deliverables.
After, like in the semifinals, I was so excited because I say, wow, a lot of people were 16 people in the semifinals. I was February. I was so happy because it was not easy, and I didn't believe I couldn't pass, all this journey. I created a document for my pitch, the presentation. In the semifinal, one of the judge, it was the Minister of Energy in Dubai. So this kind of people give you a really good feedback.
Yeah.
Because they know a lot of projects and how finance projects. No? And after we received the news that we are in the finals, wow. And for me was still, I don't believe that. For me was the highest score that I couldn't get because I put in 5 months all my knowledge from university, from work, from travel, from everything, friends, connection, study, everything in 5 months.
And you made it to the finals. And some of these people had huge budgets, right?
Yeah.
And you've got to come in with your knowledge in 5 months and probably not the same budget that other people had, right? And how did it go? What did you learn that our audience can take from there? What did you learn?
What I learned from that experience, like Dubai people have a lot of experience doing business. A lot. It's reflected in the economy. So they were even when they are C-level people, and they were so busy, they took the time to go with the competition, with the participants, each one-to-one, to meet you, to listen you, to help you.
Wow.
They were directly with us. It's not like in other countries, like, hey, the project manager gonna do this. No, they were directly like,
One-on-one with you.
To one in many ways, in many months. So they help us to do the business development based on recommendation, based on statistics, on numbers.
How did you balance that? I mean, you've got
So for me, it was kind of master in 5 months, you know?
so all right, you're balancing customers and clients. You're creating this application. You're in a semi-finalist or finalist in this competition that's being held, right, in Dubai, right? And then how did you balance all that? What did you do?
It was discipline and also a lot of sleep. I remember one day it was 3 a.m. and the project manager from Dubai, she told me, "Hey, Marcelo, we know you are different time zone. Sorry if it's late." And I say, "No, I'm ready because I sleep all night." So they say, "Okay, thanks for this discipline to be on time." And it helps a lot because I was 3 a.m. ready to work crazy and not tired. No? But also discipline, not much for the challenge. The discipline was more for my clients because in the same time I was developing projects in other countries. So I needed to be on time with the deliveries. And obviously I was talking with the client, "Hey, give me a little bit of more time because this," and they were very nice with me, like adjusting the time and the calendar with me. And it helped me a lot. So this successful will not be great without my clients' help.
So, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to be successful? That's a hard question because maybe none of all of us are willing to sacrifice our sleeping time or money or whatever it takes to get there. It's like when other people are sleeping, probably there are many others that are awake and studying and working, and those are the people that mostly achieve their goals. So that's an amazing example.
I think if you want to give us some feedback, put in the comments below. I love that. Of what are you willing to sacrifice, right? Or what have you sacrificed? And think through that. Final comments. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to know if there's any final comments before we end the second chapter. I really want to remind people, going for somebody who's presenting to the royal families in Dubai that started off on YouTube, a lot of times that journey looks like, oh, he's just successful and he's gained it. But it was discipline, year after year, education, and in the end, you will achieve what you're going after if you have that discipline. Any final comments?
I have a comment that changed my life a lot. It's like, you can be 1% better every day.
Yeah, love that. I love that.
Yeah. I love that too.
If you are 1% better every day,
1% better every day.
That's 65 in the final of the year.
So go and listen to the whole. If you didn't see the first part of this video, please go there. It is amazing. You'll learn a lot. And thank you so much, Marcelo, for being here.
Thanks to you.
Yes, thank you for being here. And please stay tuned for more Éxito in Minutes. We're going to be dropping now on a cadence of at least 1 to 2 a week. I think I had a recent listener say, "Hey, your first few podcasts you said every day." We were totally ambitious. We've realigned our goals because the year's not over. We're only in Q2, and now we've reset them to 2 a week. So thank you for joining us. We look forward to hearing back from your comments. Thanks.